All new at 5, mold could be growing inside your washing machine and you may not even know it.
Lawyers for consumers accuse some top companies of making defective front-loading washers. Call 6 investigator Kara Kinney joins us now with what it could mean for you and your clothes.
Many people love front loaders because they're quiet, they use less water, and they look great. But consumers across the country say the washers ruin their clothes. What's more, lawyers accuse some companies of knowing about the mold problem and trying to cover it up.
I'm going to run a load and dry them and start using them.
Ruth Ogden is excited to wash towels for the first time in a long time.
Because I have a new washing machine that does not have the odor.
She has a new machine now, but around 2004, she bought a Whirlpool Duet front loader.
And that was probably a year or two after we bought the washer, we started noticing an odor in like our towels. It smelled like an old dirty dish rag.
Ruth blamed her son for years.
My son was a typical teenage slob. We all thought that the odor from him was getting into our clothes.
The family threw out hundreds of dollars worth of clothes.
I pulled the soap dispenser out, and in the back of the soap dispenser, where you normally would not look, was full of black, mildewy, mold-looking stuff.
Ruth says she tried a slew of products to try to get rid of the mold. Bleach, vinegar, ammonia, baking soda, even a Fresh, which is sold by Whirlpool, and she says nothing worked.
Whirlpool's Duet washer, like the one Ruth had, is the focus of a class action lawsuit. Lawyers for consumers allege the washers sold between 2001 and 2008 without a steam feature had serious design defects that caused mold and mildew.
The bottom line is the washers don't clean themselves properly the way a properly designed washer should clean itself.
Mark Kalos represents consumers in the class action suit against Whirlpool and alleges the company failed to warn consumers.
Going back into the early 90s, they knew they had a problem with the design.
The Call 6 investigators found similar lawsuits involving mold against other top companies, including LG, Bosch, GE, and Kenmore. This lawsuit, filed just last month against Electrolux, alleges the company concealed material facts regarding some of its Frigidaire front loaders, including, quote, defects in the stainless steel drums. Lawyers say millions of consumers could be impacted by this mold problem in their washers and not even realize it. They say people spend money trying to fix the problem, tossing clothes or buying a new machine.
A lot of the muck in mold and mildew and biological matter is accumulating behind the drum and in other places inside the washer that you couldn't see readily just by looking at the machine. So people don't immediately realize it's their washer that's the problem. They assume it's something else.
Whirlpool released a statement pointing out it produces more than 20,000 washers each day at its Ohio plant. Quote, a small minority, less than 3% of owners have reported instances of odor or mold. The false allegations being made in lawsuits about our innovative front-loading washing machines target products made before 2009 and are without merit. The plaintiff attorneys driving this litigation are hoping to collect millions of dollars in fees, even on behalf of the more than 97% of owners of these machines who are completely satisfied and have no complaints. Companies have made design improvements to their machines, and experts say the new front loaders for sale have virtually eliminated mold, with special vents in the back, hold open doors to get air inside, and even self-cleaning cycles.
The new washing machines have put an actual cycle in rather than just running it on a regular cycle, have put a basket clean or washer clean cycle physically into your options.
Experts say you can cut down on mold by removing damp clothes immediately, only using high-efficiency detergent, running a cleaning cycle, and leaving the door open when not in use. Ruth leaves the door open on her new machine and says if she has mold issues again, she'll buy another one.
Most of the machines named in the lawsuits were sold between 2001 and 2008. If you think you might have a mold problem in your machine, contact the company who made it. Kara Kinney, RTV6.
Electrolux, Frigidaire's parent company, released this statement to us. We are vigorously defending ourselves in this matter. We have complete statements from top companies facing lawsuits over moldy washers on our website, theindychannel.com, as well as model numbers named in those suits. You'll find that on the homepage.
All right, more mold and water damage has forced another building in the region to close. This time it's the Agawam Public Library. And 22 News reporter Mike Mascadrelli is live in Agawam with why so many buildings are having mold issues now and what's being done to fix it.
Well, Donna, it's because of the rainy and humid weather this summer. We're seeing more mold in buildings, and you won't be able to check out a book at the Agawam Library until all issues are remediated.
As soon as we know that the air quality is safe for our patrons and staff.
Well, you were just listening to the automated message you get when you call the Agawam Library. According to Mayor Bill Sapelli, on September 1st, a water pipe burst in a conference room at the library, and water was leaking unnoticed for a while. Results of an air quality test also revealed that there was mold in 4 areas of the library. Meanwhile, a company has been hired to do deep cleaning of the walls, furniture, and floors. Now, of course, locally there have been a number of public buildings of late where mold has been an issue.
Oh, okay. We had 21 days of rain in July. When have we ever seen that? We've had record rainfalls. We've had extensive heat. The humidity's been crazy off the charts. When you have that combination, air conditioning units and the heat, the combination forms moisture, forms mildew, forms mold.
Now, Mayor Sapelli did say none of the items in the main area of the library were damaged, including the books and periodicals. But until all issues are remediated, the library will remain closed. A satellite library will open, though, next week at the Agawam Senior Center down the street here from Town Hall, so you can return your books and pick some up there if you'd like. I'm Mike Mascadrelli, working for you in Agawam for 22 News.
Augusta is preparing to say goodbye to the boathouse. Commissioners voting to begin the process of demolition instead of spending money to get rid of mold in the building. WJBF News Channel 6's George Escala reports.
Augusta facing some big dollar decisions at the boathouse.
And you look at the handicap accessibility, just ongoing maintenance issues with that building. So, I have a little bit of heartburn right now spending that money to repair a building that we potentially could be looking at replacing.
The boathouse is full of mold after a water main break. It forced the rowing club out of the building. The recommendation was to use up to $500,000 to remediate the mold, but some commissioners saying that doesn't make sense for a building in such poor shape.
You're talking about spending anywhere from $5 to $7 million, or you're talking $500,000 or so remediation. Either way, it's a lot of money. In my opinion, you don't remediate a building that really needs to come down.
Commissioners agreeing, voting to go out for bids on the cost to tear down the boathouse, rejecting the option of spending nearly $6 million on renovation and remediation.
No, sir, absolutely not. No, for that much, we could tear it down and do something different.
But by not fixing the mold problem, the city will need to sit back down with the rowing club to determine what the club will need in the short term to stay operational.
We have to put the onus back on them to let us know what their needs are at that particular time. And once we have that discussion, we can bring that back before this body.
It's been a problem that has been festering, but now the city has set a new course at the boathouse. In Augusta, George Escala, WJBF News Channel 6.
Mitigate mold into people's properties. Our Jessica Tara went to the Berry Auditorium to see how organizations are helping others. She joins us live now from our newsroom. Jessica, what can you tell us?
Kat, officials are giving away key items all for free to those that have molds in their houses and businesses as a result of last month's flooding.
Just yesterday, we ran into a story that definitely defines the gravity of what this was.
At the Berry Auditorium, city leaders, first responders, and nonprofits are helping flood-impacted Vermonters clean up and get back on their feet. Things like water, food boxes, cleanup kits, and Walmart gift cards are being given out for free.
Walmart gift cards for people that may need things that they had lost, clothing, tools, some cases even buying heaters because they can't have heat in their house and lost their furnace.
Nearly a month after flooding, mold is now being discovered inside homes and businesses. Crews here are giving away a disinfectant to aid in the cleanup process.
It does help to kill and eliminate a lot of the mold that might be already in the area, and then it can help to prevent further mold growth from coming back as well.
John Schultz from Samaritan's Purse says they have experts going to people's houses and taking a look at the damage. The nonprofit assists residents that had their property ruined from the flooding.
If there is any visible mold, or if we're concerned about mold in areas, we utilize a product called Shockwave, which is a mold killer and mold inhibitor, and it's a readily available commercial product.
Major Robert Clank of the Salvation Army says it's important to give back to the community.
Just trying to help people. We can't solve all the problems, but if we can help relieve some of the stress, some of the anxiety, it really does make a difference in people's lives. Just knowing some of their natural things are being taken care of.
Officials say they will continue to hand out the mold treatment sprays and other items for free until they run out. Live in the newsroom, Jessica Tara, Channel 3 News.